They know what we're going to do. Baker Mayfield looks, throws the ball to caught ball. Evans, he's got it to the 40-yard line. 1,000 plus. Mike Evans, 11 seasons in a row. How about them Buccaneers at number 13?
What is going on, Bucs fans and CFP fans? Evan Wanish here, back at you with another video talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and today we're going to be going over, for the last time of the 2024-2025 regular season, we're going to be going over the best and the worst from the Buccaneers Week 18 victory over the New Orleans Saints 27-19, clinching the Buccaneers' fourth straight NFC South title, also clinching a fifth straight playoff appearance. So both are team records, by the way. So a record-setting season here for Tampa Bay, and the Bucs, it wasn't pretty, right? It wasn't always pretty, especially in that first half. The Bucs did what they needed to do, and there were some players that stepped up. So we're going to talk about them today, but I am not alone. Joining me on this Victory Monday is my CFP co-host, Mr. Rhett Matthew. Rhett, how are you doing today?
I am glorious, my friend. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a beautiful day. Victory Monday. Who doesn't love that? Not only do the Buccaneers make the postseason for the fifth straight season, not only do they sweep the New Orleans Saints for the second straight season, Mike Evans gets his 1,000 yards for the 11th straight season, ties the record with Jerry Rice, and moves up the ladder among the NFL greats at the wide receiver position. Truly a great week, and excited for more Buccaneers football this time of year.
Absolutely, and we are going to get some more, but before we do that, let's take a look at some of the players who stepped up in this one. We are first going to be talking about Baker Mayfield, and not necessarily for his passing, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. He made some critical plays, especially the 4th and 8 to Jalen McMillan, the touchdown to Jalen McMillan as well, made some critical plays there, some nice balls, but saved the game with his legs a couple times. Had, I believe, 68 yards rushing there, had a critical 3rd and 14 pickup with his legs, used his legs to his advantage. I think just really controlled the game, I think, especially in that second half, and got the job done. So kudos to Baker Mayfield. Wasn't outstanding by any means on Sunday, but did what he needed to do in order to secure the W.
And this is a game that shows exactly why Baker Mayfield is so easy to root for and why his teammates love him so much. Just, as you said, in clutch moments, stepping up and putting his body on the line. People in our live chat on Sunday were calling him No Slide Baker because he was greeting every defensive player with shoulder-to-shoulder contact. He is a player that can put the team on his back at times, and just a gritty performance from the QB1. That is the attitude that we love to see from Baker, and at times it lit a fire up under his teammates. So you love to see it. You really do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, the stat sheet, it won't be pretty, right? But I think when you watch that game, you can tell that Baker Mayfield got the job done. It was exactly what the Bucs needed on Sunday. Now, we're going to talk about another offensive player, and it's the one probably a lot of people are going to probably think we were going to start with, but it is none other than Mr. 1K himself, Mr. Mike Evans. Yes, Mike Evans has gotten his 1,000 yards. Did it in dramatic fashion, okay? It was getting to the point where it was like sort of accepting, like, oh, it wasn't going to happen. You really didn't think it was going to happen. But he needed 5 yards to go. Bucs get a stop on 4th down, and then they script something up for Mike Evans to get the football. I believe he picked up about 9 yards or so on that play, maybe 8 or 9 yards, and gets his 1,000 yards. 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Has never had a year in his career that he hasn't had 1,000-yard receiving yards. Ties Jerry Rice for the record of all time 1,000-yard seasons, and continues that. So great day for Mike Evans. Great day for Bucs fans. I know, Evans means a lot to a lot of Bucs fans, right? Because he's a fan favorite, but he's a guy who has been with really from the jump, right? There's a lot of Bucs fans who, are in the age gap where, like, they started watching football when Mike Evans was a rookie year, and he's been through a lot, right, as have Bucs fans. So pretty cool moment for not only Evans but for those Bucs fans, and nobody really deserves it more than that guy.
Yeah, bona fide Hall of Famer that Mike Evans is. It's a pleasure to have watched him do it all in a red and pewter uniform. The Buccaneers drafted Mike Evans my freshman year of high school. In April, it'll be 11 years, and I think the pace that he has been on, the status that he has carved out for himself, and the consistency for this Buccaneers offense, no matter the offensive coordinator, no matter the quarterback, no matter the supporting cast, he has been able to get the job done and be a player that opposing defenses are always going to have to respect. So it was a really cool moment for everybody in the stadium. The first thing they showed on the Jumbotron after he caught that reception to go over 1,000 yards was his family up in the stands celebrating. So, I mean, nobody in that stadium wanted it more than Mike Evans, and I'm really happy to see him get it. One of the best to ever do it in a Buccaneers uniform. He deserves all the flowers.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like on the field, he's a great player, but like he's an even better person off of it. So I mean, he's 10 times better off the field than he is on it, and we know how good he is on the field. So that's really saying something. So shout out to Mike Evans for that. Congratulations to Mike Evans for that. We are going to talk about another wide receiver though, and this guy's having a streak of his own. Actually, speaking of streaks, Jalen McMillan has had a streak now of, I Bleav, is it 5 straight games with at least one receiving touchdown. There's been a couple games where he's had 2, but Jalen McMillan has really caught fire to end the 2024 season, his rookie season. Catches a touchdown on Sunday, a critical one, obviously, a pretty long one, and he's continued to step up. So good things from the rookie there.
7 receiving touchdowns across his last 5 games. That is tied for the most by any Bucs player over a 5-game span, right next to Mike Evans and Jimmy Giles. So yeah, a historic pace without a doubt, and an explosion, literally an explosion of offense here from Jalen McMillan over the last 5 games, just putting up a ridiculous amount of points and helping this Buccaneers offense be as potent as they have been. I love to see the development continue. I'm excited to see what he can offer next year as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. There were times this season where it felt like there were areas of his game where absolutely he can improve and he can be more effective. I think with solid development, hopefully Liam Cohen back in Tampa Bay for another season in 2025, I think all of that really bodes well for him to just continue to grow. You got to love what you saw from him there.
No, definitely, and it's a great draft pick by Jason Lay. It's turned out pretty good after a little bit of a slow start. He scores that touchdown week 1, but sort of went into a lull there. Now he's really caught fire. So shout out to Jalen McMillan there. We're going to switch things over to the defensive side of the football, and we're going to talk about Vita Vea. Now Vita Vea, like again, the stat sheet doesn't look crazy. 3 tackles, but he had 1 sack. Really, and it was a big critical sack there, and affected I think New Orleans' running game. They really didn't even attempt much to run in the middle of the defense there because Vita Vea was going to be there to swallow anything up, and thought Vita Vea had a really nice game to close out the year.
Absolutely. It's the production you love to see from not only the defensive line who has needed playmakers this season, but these interior defensive linemen who have been as potent as Vita Vea and Kalijah Kancey have been all season. Vita Vea now, his level of play over the last 3 seasons, maybe 4 seasons, has put him in a position to be one of only 2 Pro Bowlers on the Buccaneers roster this season. We haven't mentioned that yet. Tristan Wirfs and Vita Vea both being nominated to the Pro Bowler, but he's in the upper echelon of interior defensive linemen across the NFL. Every single run game has to respect the power of Vita Vea because he is going to wreck anything you try and send up that interior offensive line. He's just death taxes and Vita Vea shutting down the run for the Buccaneers every week.
Absolutely. And one last one we are going to say for the best is Mr. Lavonte David. 9 tackles on Sunday. And I just want to give him his props because as the season, winds down, now you're on a week-to-week basis now in the playoffs. You don't know what could become, of Lavonte David's future, right? Whether he's back playing football or not. You never know.
Man, when it comes to Lavonte David, we could say a lot of the same things that we said about Mike Evans. He has been the model of consistency for this defense. He has been the one true playmaker that they have had year in and year out, no matter what the surrounding cast around him looks like. He has seen the highest of highs. He has seen the lowest of lows on a Buccaneers roster, and he deserves a lot of credit. I know at times this 2024 season he looks slower than he usually does, and again, that's going to come with age. So gonna see what happens here throughout the rest of this season for the Bucs. If they go on a nice little playoff run here, it would be a nice way for Lavonte David to cap off his career. If this is it for him, we don't know for sure. it's been a series of 1-year deals between him and the Bucs. So we'll see how it shakes out, but he deserves some credit as well.
Yeah, well, like you said, we'll have to see how everything goes. But yeah, he definitely deserves a lot of credit. Now we're going to move on to the worst. And in the spirit of the 4th straight division title, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say nobody's name. Just going to say the first half. Okay, I mean, because I think you can blame the offense and the defense. The offense, the game plan was a little weird. 11 of your first 11 plays, 2 of them were runs against the 30th ranked run defense. The defense couldn't really seem to get off the field in critical spots. Down 16-6 at halftime to a team that you were heavily favored over. So shout out for regrouping in the second half, but let's forget about that first half and move on. So with that being said, let us know who your best and worst are for this matchup. There's, like I said, I think you can name a couple other people though, specifically for the best, right? I mean, and I think there's a lot of guys who contributed in many different ways in this game. But let us know in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching all season as we close out the 2024 regular season. Thank you all so much for the support throughout the entire year. But thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And go Bucs.